Hi, my name is Daniel Jones,
I'm Schneider.
and we're going to review the series finale of Breaking Bad.
Alright, so overall, it was amazing. It was like a really satisfying ending. It didn't leave you with any questions. Thought they wrapped it up really well.
Yeah, I felt like there were like no unanswered questions. It was wrapped up really well. The director, Vince Gilligan, just made it flat out saying, like, you know, Walt is dead. This is what happened. Everything was resolved, and I felt complete with the series finale.
Yeah, same. Alright, so we're just going to talk about it from the beginning of the episode. Like, in the opening, it was just like him in a car. I'm like, okay, something happened. And then it already went to a commercial, nothing happened. So I was like, is this episode going to be, like, confusing? But then he thinks it was important. I don't know.
Thought the beginning was important because Walt has built up this kind of, like, empire and done all these terrible things, and he's just in a car with snow around it, and police are just surrounding him, but they can't see him because there's snow. So he's just, like, looking for keys to start the car and just panicking, and then eventually just looks up and finds keys. So I feel like it's pretty important because he could have almost been caught.
Alright, true. What happened after? They went to Elliot and Gretchen's house.
That was an intense scene.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought Elliot and Gretchen were going to die, but once you kind of figured out that Walt said that he has something to give them, you knew that, you know, Walt was completing his objective of giving his family money.
Yeah, I thought it was important because, like, that's kind of the reason why he doesn't really have any money. So it was important to see, like, come full circle.
Yeah. Oh, and it brought back, you know, the lovable characters of Skinny Pete and Badger.
That made me mad because, like, they should have Jesse's back. I mean, I don't know if they realize, like, what Jesse's gone through with Walt.
Yeah.
But I like to see them, but it was just, like...
It was just funny to...
It was funny. Some good comedy relief.
Yeah, it was good comedic relief to... They came back as, like, supposed assassins that would kill Gretchen and Elliot, but... So...
Yeah.
And then after that, Walt went to the diner, didn't he?
No, they showed Jesse just, like, chained up. And then it was like, oh my god, Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
But then, like, that was it. And then it was back to Walt. That was... What did I do?
But there were a lot of flashbacks that kind of, like, connected everything together. Like
showed Jesse
once the episode started, it kind of brought it back to the beginning of season 5, where it showed Walt going into the diner, getting the gun. He, like, created some device so that it could be used on the Nazis.
Yeah, you didn't know what he was doing. I'm like, I had no idea what he was doing. But yeah, then they're in the diner, and it's Todd and Lydia talking.
Oh, God, Todd and Lydia.
Yeah, I hate Todd so much, and Lydia. I don't really care about her, but Todd, just, like, his whole personality, like, he makes it kind of funny, but he's just, like, one of the most awful people on the show.
Yeah.
And then they zoomed in on the coffee, and you're like, oh no.
Oh, yeah, he used the ricin on Lydia.
But, like, I don't even know how he got it in there.
He probably just punctured a hole or something. I mean, Walt's a really smart guy.
Yeah.
This episode kind of really showed how smart Walt is and how he can just use different items and is just really... He just knows what he's doing all the time. I don't know how, but he does.
Yeah, the whole episode and the last few episodes, you're like, who's he going to use the ricin for? Himself?
Yeah, that was kind of... Yeah. But once you kind of got into the episode, you knew that Lydia was going to have the ricin be used on her. So.
Okay, so then this is when Skylar and Walt talk.
Okay. This was probably one of my favorite scenes. First, it starts off with Marie calling Skylar saying, you know, Walt's back in town, things are going down, it's crazy.
I still feel so bad for her.
Yeah, and then she hangs up the phone, and then you just kind of have this, like, silence, this pause, and you're like, what's going to happen? Are they going to go to commercial? What's going to happen? And Skylar just says, all right, 5 minutes. And just it pans over to Walt, and I'm just like, holy crap. And... then it kind of, like, they just talk about some things, and Walt just wants to wrap things up. He gives Skylar the lotto ticket to where Hank's body and Gomez's body will be found. And then this is probably my favorite scene in the entire series. the camera pans out, and it's just Skylar and Walt on either side with like a support beam from the apartment, kind of just showing like the division between them now, that they're just completely divided. There is no, I'm not doing this for family anymore. And Skylar basically has Walt admit that everything he's done in his drug empire, though he says it's for his family, he finally admitted, I did it for myself.
I'm so happy he finally said that, because the whole thing, it's like, this isn't for your family. If it was for his family, he would have stopped after he, like, made his first money. But...
Yeah, but I mean, he does complete the objective of giving money to his family with Gretchen and Elliot.
Was it worth it?
So it's like, he kind of, like, had a solution for himself and his family. He admitted he loved doing what he did, and he still gave money to his family. Yeah. Like, as the next scene, it shows, like, he's watching Walter Jr. just, like, go into the house, and he's like, well, I did what I had to do, and it's done now. Yeah. So.
Also, to go back to last week's episode, I loved when Walt Jr. like flipped.
Oh,
because he's had like nothing to do with anything except eating breakfast the whole series, and it was good to see that side of him.
Exactly.
Also, this is like already like 40 minutes through the episode, and like not that much has happened.
Yeah, I was really wondering how are they going to fit so much crazy stuff into 75 minutes, but they did it. And it was awesome.
This is when Walt goes there now to the Nazi place
to
or
the
whatever.
Nazi place.
I don't know what to call them. And
I mean, it was funny because so he created like this weird device out of car parts, and it's like a rotating
like
artillery machine, and it's just like it's shooting kind of just everywhere. So he goes in, he parks a certain way. This shows how smart he is, because he's calculated everything and all the risks beforehand. So he uses the car keys to activate the machine. So they take that away from him. So he's just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do now. And as he goes in, they start talking. He's creating like all these lies, and Jack, the leader of the Nazis, is like threatening him. And then as he's like about to die, they take him away. He finally is just like, you're a liar, you're still using Jesse, to create meth and everything.
Yeah.
And he like pesters Jack and knows that it gets to him, so he basically saves himself. And
well, basically, also he's like, all right, Jesse's your partner, and then Jack's like, he's not my partner.
Yeah.
And then brings him up and like, look at him, he's like a mess. It's so sad. Just looking at his face makes me like want to cry. He doesn't even need to say anything. But when Walt sees that, he like realizes like, wow, I kind of put Jesse through this. Like, it's horrible.
But
so sad.
I think in like the next scene after like they bring Jesse in, and Walt kind of sees him, it's funny how there's like this like 5-second pause where Walt's just trying to slowly grab his keys, and you're like, oh my god, are they gonna notice? What is gonna happen? Crazy stuff's going down. But I
didn't think he was gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, he quietly grabs his keys, just holds it, and then he like looks at Jesse, and in result just saves him, because he tackles him down, presses the button, kills everyone in the cabin
he went
thing.
in with the intention of he's gonna kill everyone himself too, a suicide mission.
Yeah.
But when he sees Jesse, he realizes like, can't let him die.
Yeah. And then he saves Jesse, everyone dies, Todd escapes, so we're like, okay, what's gonna happen?
Oh man, that was...
And then finally Jesse takes his chains that he's cuffed with and just chokes Todd to death.
And it was like, it reminded me of in the first season when Walt kills that first guy by like choking him with the lock or whatever. I was so happy Jesse killed him. That was great.
That was awesome.
But okay, so then basically everyone's dead except for Walt and Jesse, and then Walt pushes his gun down, he's talking to Jesse. Jesse grabs the gun, so you're like, is he gonna kill him?
Yeah, Walt's like,
can Jesse
kill
kill
me.
one more person?
Just end it right now. And Jesse's like, I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it.
Because we know how much Jesse struggles with like actually like killing people, but so Jesse, I don't know if it was like he didn't want to do it because he was too weak, or it was just like he doesn't want to give him the satisfaction.
Like he doesn't want to kill people anymore. Like he's done with killing. As much as Mr. White has put him through so much like hell, He doesn't want to kill any more people. He's done. He wants to escape. So I think that's his rationale for just stopping. He realizes Mr. Walt protected him.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. White.
I mean, Mr. White. Mr. Walt, whatever.
Whatever, same thing.
Yeah. So Mr. White protects him. So I think that was a good
it was an amazing scene.
Closing with all the relationships. So and then it was cool though because Jesse sees Walt kind of through his killing of everyone else. I guess a bullet or glass must have like ricocheted and hurt himself. So Walt like really killed himself in essence. Like, and it shows like no one can take him down. He's Heisenberg. You know, this is what he's made. He's gonna take himself down. No one else will.
Yeah.
So I like that.
And then Jesse just rides off. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Jesse rides off. I wish they would have put a little bit more emphasis on like what happens with Jesse.
Yeah. I mean, the episode was basically all Walt, but.
Yeah. But I loved how at the end, you know, Walt walks into the meth lab. Yeah. He sees Jesse's work, and he's like, I really taught Jesse well. And he touches the container, and leaves his bloody handprint. Just lays there, dies. The police come in. I feel like it makes them think like Heisenberg has actually been here the entire time cooking meth, and he just died. And
but I mean, it also like, is Jesse gonna go to jail now anyway? I mean I can't really think about it. I guess it's over. So I
feel like they have no way to trace him. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to jail.
Well, it was a really good ending. Totally wrapped it up.
Yeah,
my life will never be the same.
But it was a great ending to an amazing TV series. I don't think it could have been done any better. Yeah. Like,
I mean, the whole time I really didn't think Jesse was gonna live. I thought he was gonna die, and Walt would succeed. I was always Team Jesse. You liked Walt.
I did like Walt a lot. Walt was one of my favorite characters.
He did not deserve to live.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't gonna live. Yeah. But it would have been cool if they would have found a way for him to also live, and like him and Jesse still like partner up somehow.
No, never. Well, yeah.
But I also want to kind of like, after the show's end, they're coming out with a spin-off series.
Oh yeah, Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, which is sort of a prequel apparently. I don't know if it's going to include the other characters, but that'll be kind of good to look into like Saul's story, because he kind of just like left after before the final episode.
He like changed his identity.
Yeah,
right?
He changed his identity. But see kind of where he came from.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, Sundays are going to be terrible now.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do on a Sunday at 9 o'clock?
Still trying to recover from it.
This is how meth addicts feel.
True.
Exactly.
Breaking Sad, it really is.
Yeah.
Alright,
I can't handle it anymore.
Is that it?
Yeah, but that was the review of Felina, the final episode in
If you're not caught up, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
you need to be caught up. I don't know what you're doing with your life.
It's so good. You just need to watch it.
Yeah.